Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bit of an announcement. Some of you will likely have already guessed what this is in relation to. I have been working on a super secret project for the last maybe 4 months, and I have hinted at it on the live stream, and I have hinted at it on Instagram stories, because I'm not that great at keeping a secret. Not one that gets me this excited. I am so excited to say that I have been creating a podcast, and it's just about ready to go live, and I am so unbelievably excited. The podcast is called Through the Blackthorn Arch, and it's all about folklore, fairy stories, and ghostly encounters, focusing primarily on the British Isles. Now, I know some of you are going to be disappointed that it's not a witchcraft podcast, and a witchcraft podcast might come in the future, but for right now, all of the information about witchcraft that I want to share, I'm going to be sharing on one channel, this channel, so it's all in the same place. But some of you will likely be as excited as I am. I love folklore and fairy stories and mythology. I've always found it truly fascinating, and I didn't know where to put that information, and now there's a podcast dedicated solely to it. Now, Through the Blackthorn Arch is available on Spotify and Anchor, and it's also available in video form on YouTube under the YouTube channel Through the Blackthorn Arch. It's linked in the description box, and it's also going to be in the channels tab on my main channel, HearthWitch, and I am so unbelievably excited. It's going to be done seasonally. Every season is going to have 10 episodes. The first season is basically done. I am so excited. I have been working for months researching every single story, and I am so happy with each and every one of them. There's going to be variety between the stories. Some of them are going to be legends and mythology, some of them are going to be ghosts and spirits, and some of them are going to be all about fairy stories. I know that some of you are really interested in the historical stories of fae folk, and that is going to be included in this podcast as well. I am so unbelievably excited. Now, the intro to the podcast is currently live, so you can go and watch that. And then in a week, I'm going to be posting the first episode of the podcast, and then it's going to be every single week. Now, I think the YouTube video might go up a day after the podcast, just to give podcast listeners a chance of listening to it. And then the video form will go live with additional photos and all of that stuff. And I'm just so unbelievably excited, and I hope that you enjoy the podcast as much as I have enjoyed creating it. It has really been a passion project. I have spent every waking minute of my days sometimes just researching these stories and trying to create the most cohesive podcast episode. And so yeah, I really hope that you do enjoy the podcast. I hope that I get to see some of you in the comment section and that you really enjoy it as much as I do. And yeah, I will stop rambling. That is my big announcement. And the first podcast episode is going live next week. So feel free to check it out. And hopefully everything goes well and you enjoy the season. And I'm going to stop talking now. I really hope that you enjoy everything that I do, whether it's on here or on the podcast. The podcast is not going to be taking away from my main channel. I'm still going to be doing just as much on this channel. It's just an extra thing that I really love. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope I will see you when the podcast goes live, and I hope you have a marvelous magical day, and I will see you next time on whatever platform that ends up being. Who knows, it might be Spotify, I don't know. Right, bye.